already seen in the title of this video, believing is seeing. It's not the other way around. It's you having your own beliefs and ideas and thoughts about things first, and then that is reflected outside, externally, so to speak, into the world, in situations, in people's behavior, um, and even in your body. Everything that you believe to be true about people, situation, love, money, yourself, your body, eating, all the things, they decide your life, they govern your life. And that's why it's really important to do inner work, which is the process of transmuting um, consciously the beliefs that we didn't even know we had, and the negative ones into positive ones. So basically, everything external is a reflection of you. You are projecting yourself outside. Isn't this groundbreaking? I mean, the first time I really started to have some experiences around this, I really started to think about all the things in my life, and I had to think about everything and question everything. And this was one of the major things that kickstarted my spiritual awakening journey 3 years back, 3.5 years back now. I just started questioning everything from this new lens of, I am the one creating my reality, and I can change it. And that is done not by doing something external. Most of the times, it's done by sitting with myself, doing inner work, and looking at my own belief systems, ideas, behaviors, patterns, unconscious thoughts, and the loops that I was in, uh, and then shifting them to, a more conscious, hand-picked um belief systems, ideas, thoughts, and also silence and awareness, but we'll get to it later. So basically, everything around me reflects me. Everything around me is a projection of me. Even my body is a projection of myself, my ideas. So basically, whatever you say goes in this universe. You say, um, I'm beautiful, and then you start having reflections of people complimenting you about your beauty and complimenting you on your style and your appearance. Um, if you think you're not so good looking, people will reflect that to you through their comments, or maybe in situations where you find yourself to be inept. That's because you already feel and already believe that you are inept. It's not the people triggering those things, it's actually already in there that you need to change. And then, even then, if somebody says something that is unpleasant, you would not have that kind of emotional reaction to it, because you just check in with yourself, is what the other person saying true? If it's true, you can change it. And if it's not true, and you know that deep inside you, because you have done the inner work and you know what is right, then you would just not take it, personally at all. You would just think, they must be, I don't know, crazy, or they must be projecting their own ideas on me. Because everybody is projecting their ideas upon everybody else in all the situations. And let me give you another example. So, if you believe that the world is full of crooks, or people are trying to take advantage of each other, like that's how I used to think unconsciously, sort of, and that made me so insecure. And like it was very difficult for me to trust people and even find genuine people then, because my belief, I was not an energetic match to manifesting such people in my life, or such experiences in my life, and people were genuine and they did not take advantage of somebody else, or the situation, or the vulnerability of somebody else. When I got in touch with this belief system, and in my meditation, I could see, and through the triggers that I was experiencing, I could see that, this is not actually true. And me knowing that, believing is seeing, not the other way around, I could then turn the belief system into, the world is full of amazing people who want to do good for others, and the world is full of kind people. And of course, there are all sorts of options for people to be. But the general idea that I picked was, no, the world is actually full of amazing people who want to do good things, and sometimes they cannot do good things because they are on their journeys, and that's fine. But that does not mean that the world is full of bad people. That that changed so much for me. But still, it sometimes it takes a lot of inner work to really understand where this belief system is coming from, and how badly and on how many levels it is affecting my close relationships and my um, career, for example, or my expression, and my growth. And now when I have a kid, I have to be extra conscious of what kind of belief systems I have. And now when I have a kid, it becomes even more important for me to become conscious of my ideas about life and people, and they need to be good or positive, so that my child can benefit from that. It is important that you also do your inner work, so that you don't impact the people around you negatively, and first of all yourself, because that's the lens from which you're experiencing this reality. This concept is also recognized in psychology as something called confirmation bias, and this is what it is. So it was basically you trying to prove yourself right about things that do not even serve you, but the mechanism is such that your ego identity is full of all sorts of ideas and belief systems and emotions and thought patterns. The mechanism is such that the ego tries to protect this identity even when it hurts you to your disadvantage. Let me give you another example, quite personal actually. So I had all these ideas, toxic ideas to be precise, about love, and I think a lot of us are being brought up in this culture of very toxic kind of love, how it is projected on the screen and um, popular media is not really a healthy way of loving. It's so conditional, it's so limiting, it's toxic downright, and it hinders people's experience of life and their growth. So basically, when I was growing up, I had all sorts of weird ideas about um, love and self-worth. And then when I met a guy who was amazing in his own way, um, but who also had a lot of narcissistic tendencies and temper issues and all that jazz. So the kind of love that I experienced with him was quite toxic. I wouldn't call it love. You need a certain level of emotional maturity and self love and care, and a secure sense of self to love somebody else. Otherwise, it is need based. So I had ideas like, and which are very popular today um, among the younger generation. It's that the other person should need you, the other person should miss you, they must miss you. That means they should suffer if you're not there with them. That's really not a good way to be with a partner. It's just crazy. It's so crazy that it is so popular and it is so contrary to how things actually are, but we all buy into it, and that's the learning curve that we are all on, and that's fine. But yes, so but my own journey, so I had all these ideas, crazy ideas about love, and then um, as I worked on myself, I actually um, found somebody who was sort of a whole secure, emotionally mature, balanced man. And I think a lot of what I understand to be love, unconditional love, is what I've learned from him, and I'm still learning, and it's a growing process. I'm very much on the journey, um, because I'm also learning to love myself. And as that is going up, the need for an external partner is more or less sort of going down in that same proportion. um, it got really difficult for me to understand the kind of love that he had for me, because I had all these ideas about how I should be treated because of my low self-worth, and also my ideas of toxic love, how love should be. What he gave to me was the freedom to be myself, the freedom to even bring out my nasty, bring out the ugly parts of me that I was myself not ready to look at out in the open. So uh, so we could look at them, and we could go deeper into the layers of me, and then so that I could transform these negative beliefs and ideas about myself and love and how life should be. He really helped me with all that. Other interesting thing was, if you have ideas about love and self worth which are toxic and not serving, negative beliefs, then the kind of partners you attract are, more or less like that, who treat you negatively and prove to you what you prove already have proven to yourself, or you already believe to be true. You do not have access to such people who are stable, secure, and loving, really, who are capable of loving you unconditionally. That's just amazing. If you even get one person like that, but whether you have find it outside or not, that's fine, that doesn't matter much, because you are here for yourself. You can love yourself. Whatever you're looking for outside, you must give it to yourself first. Otherwise, even the best guy will come along and you will mess things up, as I did with the guy who really loved me. Sad story. Now, isn't this spot much better? Another point that I want to touch upon is that whatever you take in through your five senses cannot be trusted much, because you will only see or hear things that are already in conformity with what you already believe to be true. So, it is a good idea to sort of doubt what you heard and what you are seeing, and question why you observed something, and if it is unpleasant, especially, and why you heard something. If there is some negative idea, belief system that you find, then you can let go of that belief system or transmute it into something positive by bringing your conscious attention towards it, creating that space, that distance between it and you, and from that space tweak it a bit to suit your life. And that's how you also create a conscious reality, because soon enough, it might take some time, but soon enough your outside reality will start conforming to the changes that you have made inside by working on yourself and doing inner work and making your belief systems and ideas and expectations very positive and life affirming. Outside reflections will start changing, but even if they don't, you will be able to um, enjoy the rewards of shifting those belief systems into something positive. Slowly and gradually, the outside reflection will sort of, become pretty redundant as you start to raise your level of awareness and consciousness, and your internal environment becomes more and more happier and um, lighter and brighter. Um, I've also discussed this phenomena of creating your life very consciously. Mars, my dog. Yes. So I've made another video on it. I'll put the link above, where I talk in detail about how your um, internal environment and ideas and belief systems correspond to the level of manifestation that you have, and what is the link between inner work and manifestation. So that will really help you in learning about creating your conscious life. That gives you enormous power. That makes you come to a space of internal empowerment, that you do not have to change outside situations to feel better, to feel good about yourself, but rather work on yourself and tweaking your internal environment. So you already start feeling good in the first place, and then the reflection can reflect that to you, instead of going about it in a roundabout manner and trying to fix the reflection outside and control people and their behavior and situations, tightly managing everything. It can take some time, but it will happen. Actionable. So the thing that you need to question while observing something unpleasant, once you are once you have balanced yourself again, if it really threw you off, is why did I attract this experience in my life? Or another question could be, what do I believe to be true to attract such an experience into my life? What does it reflect to me about me? To ask meaningful questions, to get to the core ideas that you have about life, and then changing it from there. And the most important thing that it does, as I said, is you uh, claiming your power, one belief system, one thought pattern at a time, and then creating a more conscious and conducive environment for yourself internally, and that reflecting outside. Everything changes. Another very important thing that it does is that you're not a victim anymore to the injustices of this world. You are an empowered creator who has the capacity to change your life, and you can do this by doing inner work. Just to briefly conclude, believing is seeing, not the other way around. Question what you observe outside. The question to ask is, why did I attract this experience? Why am I observing this? And what does it reflect to me about myself? What is the belief system that I need to change within? It can happen that the old reality will come again to test you whether you have really shifted or not. And if you are still having those sort of emotional reactions to it, that went hand in hand with your old belief system, then it's a good idea to look deeper into what you really believe. You haven't still gotten to the core idea. On the other hand, if you got the same reflection from outside, that was manifested and was in line with your old belief systems, and you have done your inner work and have changed your idea into a positive belief system, really the same situation might pop up once or twice to check whether you have really changed. And if you feel balanced, and if you do not feel emotionally triggered much, and then you really have changed. So it's a good idea to have a heads up about that. Do inner work, bring conscious attention to your negative ideas, and just start creating your dream reality. You have all the power in the world to do it. Much love and power to you. We are all in this together, on this beautiful journey together. Let's enjoy the process. Take care. Bye. Like and subscribe this video. And I'll keep making content about inner work and manifestation. So do follow. Bye.